Paul Thomas Anderson has spent the last decade building a reputation for meticulous, slow-paced period dramas, movies where every teacup is placed with agonizing care. But his latest film takes that control and completely obliterates it with high-speed, chaotic action. To understand how surprising this shift is, you have to look at his timeline. He hasn't directed a film set in the present day since 2002. One Battle After Another is a sprawling, 162-minute R-rated sprint. It completely dominated the 2026 Academy Awards, taking home 12 Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Director. This raises an interesting question. How does a movie built around thrilling car chases and explosive shootouts earn a critical consensus as a deeply humanist, generation-defining masterpiece? The film operates as a Trojan horse. It uses the visceral excitement of a mainstream blockbuster as a delivery mechanism to slip past our defenses and present a stark warning about modern American politics. The movie opens with a massive raid. A revolutionary group known as the French 75 storms an immigration and customs enforcement detention facility right on the U.S.-Mexico border. To capture this level of chaos, Anderson and his director of photography, Michael Bauman, made a highly unusual choice. They resurrected a massive, obsolete 1950s VistaVision camera. Standard 35mm film runs vertically, pulling down 4 perforations per frame. VistaVision forces the 35mm film to run horizontally, exposing a massive 8-perforation frame. By doubling the negative surface area, it achieves incredibly sharp IMAX-level resolution and an immense, epic field of view. But these cameras are incredibly heavy. They are notoriously loud and highly delicate. Strapping one of these vintage relics to an arm car and bouncing it through the blistering desert heat for high-speed car chases is a logistical nightmare. Taking on that nightmare served a specific purpose. Anderson needed that massive format to give modern political chaos the unignorable, towering scale of a classic Hollywood epic. Underneath that massive, rigid camera technology, the story zeroes in on the intimate, messy reality of its characters. The production actively embraced imperfections. During a scene in a cramped, neon-lit El Paso apartment, Leonardo DiCaprio and Benicio del Toro began organically improvising their dialogue, and the crew simply scrambled to hide small lights and capture the spontaneous energy. That loose, human spontaneity sits in direct opposition to the film's antagonist, Colonel Lockjaw. He weaponizes the immigration system and channels his own disturbing psychosexual obsessions to insert total, rigid control over everyone around him. Pushing back against Lockjaw's oppressive machine is Perfidia, a fiercely capable rebel leader who serves as the raw, physical embodiment of resistance. Yet the true emotional anchor of the story is Bob, played by DiCaprio. He is an exhausted, single father on the run, whose most desperate obstacle is simply trying to remember a forgotten rendezvous password so he can save his teenage daughter. The filmmaking style perfectly mirrors the narrative. Loose, frantic human desperation is captured inside a massive, rigid mechanical apparatus, exactly what it feels like for ordinary citizens trapped inside an autocratic state. To build this narrative, Anderson adapted Vineland, a 1990 novel by American author Thomas Pynchon. Rather than keeping it as a period piece, he reshaped the story to directly confront the anxieties of the 2020s. For a story about modern political division, the script deliberately refuses to use contemporary buzzwords. You won't hear specific acronyms or current political slogans anywhere in the dialogue. The movie takes aim at a much older, more insidious tactic. It targets the deliberate, systemic process of erasing history, showing how powerful men try to replace objective truth with their own manufactured mythology. Traditional political cinema often falls into a trap. Directors tend to deliver cynical, depressing lectures that alienate audiences by leaving them with a sense of total defeat. This film takes the exact opposite approach. The incredibly fast pace and deep empathy for its characters creates an optimistic counter-narrative. It focuses entirely on the daily, timeless human struggle to simply keep fighting back. One Battle After Another successfully disguises a terrifying warning about autocracy inside a wildly entertaining action movie. It proves that the ultimate act of cinematic resistance is giving audiences a genuinely thrilling reason to return to the theater.